If you or someone you know uses the ATM to take money out, they need to know about this right now.
She saw 3 withdrawals of $4,000 each missing from her account.
It's frustrating to me that they can't tell me why this happened, like why someone was able to withdraw that much money out of my account.
She later realized the card she now had in her pocket wasn't her own, but for someone named Victor.
In this video, we're going to talk about the recent rise in more ATM scams.
And I never thought something like this could happen to me. They pulled $1,700 out of my ATM.
People are literally trying anything and everything to take your money. Watch this.
You feel really violated, right? I mean, it's that someone could, suck you in.
Megan Bates is still in disbelief. She says that on Friday afternoon, she was in East Boston, went to this ATM to take out cash to go to lunch. She says about 10 seconds after walking away, a man called her over saying there was still money in the slot and there was an issue with the machine.
Give me your card. And he took my card out of my hand and put it in the machine. He's like, put your PIN number in. He's like, you have to close the transaction because it's still open. And it happened so fast, I didn't even really think about it.
She says the man was super nice and she thought he was trying to help her. She went to lunch and thought nothing of it until the next day, when looking at her bank statement, she saw 3 withdrawals of $4,000 each missing from her account. The money taken out from this Bank of America on State Street and then another on Hanover Street. She later realized the card she now had in her pocket wasn't her own, but for someone named Victor.
Somehow between when the card came out again, he switched the cards. I don't even know how he did it. Sleight of hand. I mean, the guy was a magician.
Bates reported what happened to Boston Police and to Bank of America. She's wondering how this could have happened when she says she has safeguards in place preventing withdrawals over $500.
It's frustrating to me that they can't tell me why this happened, like why someone was able to withdraw that much money out of my account in one day.
Now, Bates says she's super embarrassed about this situation, but she spoke with us today in hopes of raising awareness so this doesn't happen to anyone else. By the way, Bank of America and Boston Police are both investigating.
Real quick, if you haven't done so already, be sure to download our free ebook. You can actually scan this QR code or you can click the link in the description below. Now back to the video. Now, first off, it's already weird if someone's right behind you at the ATM, asking you questions at the ATM, being kind of close at the ATM. Because listen, let's be honest, when we're talking about our money or doing anything with our money, we're not trying to have anyone within that close of a proximity to us, right? And to be honest, anyone would feel uncomfortable. I know I would feel uncomfortable. And so it would make sense for most of these people to either walk away or just don't complete the transaction at all. Because if you don't, then this might happen to you.
Well, police say it's a scam taking over every borough, already claiming dozens of victims. The crimes all unfold at ATMs. News 4's Mark Santia is live on the east side with a story that can have you watching your back. And you'll see it only right here. Mark?
And Chuck, this all starts with a kind gesture from a stranger, and then you suddenly realize the found money will cost you. This video, made by NYPD detectives from the 19th Precinct who are sounding the alarm on a new distraction scam claiming more than 40 possible victims across every borough.
It's absolutely infuriating, and we really need the public's help. We want to catch these people as soon as possible because they're just inflicting tremendous trauma on the most vulnerable people in our city.
These are some of the suspects who have targeted victims as old as 93.
These are people who are living on a fixed income without money in the bank from their card. How are they going to get their groceries? How are they going to get their prescription? It's a very, very serious matter.
Here's how the scam works.
Individuals come into the vestibule of an ATM, throw money on the ground, distract that person, reach into the ATM and switch their card with a dummy card, then taking that other ATM card somewhere else and basically taking the victim's money.
There are a group of these transnational criminals that travel around the country, travel around the world, and perpetrate various distraction scams. These teams are highly organized and highly coordinated. We've been seeing groups of 2, 3, 4 people, males and females.
Don't think this scam can happen to you? Neither did Mark, who spoke to us over the phone.
I've never been scammed in my life. I consider myself an awfully young 75-year-old, and I never thought something like this could happen to me. They pulled $1,700 out of my ATM, and believe it or not, $7,000 directly from the teller.
Police tell us they're seeing this scam typically happen during the day, and they're seeing it specifically on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays.
So this distraction scam is really not that new. It's been actually out for a while now, but it's starting to increase nationwide. Now, I know what you're thinking. Not many people are falling for that, or it just has to be people over 50, over 60, over 70. Yeah, okay. Let me show you.
From Chesterfield Police, be aware of your surroundings. Officers say they've seen an uptick in distraction scams around the county.
The On Your Side safety team taking a closer look at how to protect yourself. Here's Chesterfield reporter Desiree Montilla.
It's on the uptick. We haven't seen it, but recently it's kind of come into fruition around the county.
Corporal Craig Eckridge from Chesterfield Police is reminding you to stay alert after a recent rise in distraction scams.
Somebody will be doing something and they'll be approached by someone, hey, did you drop some money? Did you drop your keys? Did you notice you have a flat tire? And while they're engaging that person, someone will come from the side and try to steal their purse, go in their purse.
The latest case happening in a parking lot along Mall Drive. The woman told police a man approached her, asking if she dropped some money. While they were talking, a second man tried to open her passenger door. Officers also talked to another woman who went through a similar situation. In that case, police said the suspect snatched her purse from the shopping cart.
It's dumb to be a criminal, but they're not stupid. So scams and different ways of making money and different approaches to crime and everything, they spread.
So how do you protect yourself from a distraction scam? First, keep your purse and wallet on you at all times. And be aware of your surroundings as you're putting away groceries and getting in your car.
If you know what's going on around you, you know if someone might be acting a little bit weird, or if someone's approaching you that you don't know. It's just good general safety to be aware of your surroundings.
Also, keep your car locked.
If you can just unlock your door when you're coming to your car and work from there, that's going to prevent somebody from coming in the other side when maybe you're not prepared to deal with them.
And when you walk, project confidence.
Walk kind of back up, chest out, look around.
Steps Corporal Eckridge says will help you stay safe.
That's going to maybe put you on a lower tier of a potential victim, is just knowing your surroundings, being aware, and putting forth that confidence that you know what's going on around you.
Now, like I said earlier, this is getting out of control. Now, another scam that's on the rise is when people are actually calling you, but they're acting as if they're your friend or a family member, and they're acting like they're in trouble. So much in trouble that it's tricking a lot of people. Watch this.
83-year-old Lois, who asked that we not use her last name, was home on a Friday night when
a man said, "I have your grandson." He was so distraught and crying.
Through sobs, she said he explained.
"I've had too many beers. I drove the wrong way up a one-way street. I hit a car and I got arrested. Don't tell anyone. Promise me. Not even family."
Lois promised and also agreed to help with the $9,500 bail.
And he said, well, the court has devised an easy way for people to pay for bail because a check takes too long to get there. So they have an account with Coinstar.
Coinstar. You may have seen these machines in local markets like Safeway. That's exactly where the caller sent Lois after she stopped off at the bank. One by one, she fed $100 bill after $100 bill into the machine, taking crypto account instructions from someone on the other end of the phone. The next day, another call, this time saying the prosecutor had added more charges and raised her grandson's bail by another $15,000.
The extra charges are because the woman in the car that he hit had suffered a miscarriage.
Back to the machine she went, putting in $100 bill after $100 bill.
It took me over an hour. Every $10,000, it prints a receipt.
And then a third call. This time it would be another $25,000 for attorney's fees and court costs.
What was I to do then? Just say, oh, I'm going to abandon him? I couldn't do that.
Lois says people tried to warn her, including bank managers who asked why she was taking out so much money.
I said, oh, I've been to an estate sale and they won't take a check. So that's why I have to get cash. They were like, are you sure? I mean, they tried.
The Coinstar machine itself had warnings.
If you think you're being defrauded, stop. Well, I couldn't stop.
And even another Safeway shopper who saw Lois standing here for far too long tried to warn her.
Are you sure this is not a scam? And I said, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. And she said, I think you should check on this.
It was that warning that finally prompted her to try texting her grandson.
Hi, how are you? How are you doing? And he replied, doing fine, how are you?
After she spoke to him, she called her daughter Lisa.
She said, I want you to sit down. Something horrible has happened.
I'd heard of it before, but when it actually happened to me, it never occurred to me that it was a scam.
It's hard to believe that there are people out there who basically are making a living out of scamming older people.
Lisa says she spent 4 days trying to get a person from CoinMe on the phone.
Very difficult.
In an email, the company apologized to Lois, but explained due to the nature and design of cryptocurrency, the transactions are irreversible, and CoinMe no longer has the funds in custody. A sentiment the company echoed in an emailed statement to 7 on Your Side Investigates, writing in part, quote, while we work hard to protect our customers through multiple full-screen warnings at various stages of the transaction process, we understand the emotional manipulation scammers use to deceive individuals. In cases like this, transactions are instantly sent outside of CoinMe's platform, making the funds unrecoverable. CoinMe also told 7 on Your Side Investigates it permanently closed the scammers' accounts.
They just destroy people's lives. They're despicable people.
Lois suggests families have a secret password or phrase with loved ones should they ever call with an unlikely story or plea for help.
Well, maybe it won't happen to someone else.
Also, I know scammers are always thinking about the next scam, the next move. So they're always trying to be a step ahead, which is why we have to keep our heads on a swivel. And to be honest, I hate to say it, but when it has to do with your money, you really can't trust anyone. So whether you're at the ATM, whether you're at the bank, unless you're talking directly to a banker or something like that. But for the most part, it's best that you don't trust anyone, especially around the ATM. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.